Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game. Welcome to NXT the Game, NXT Resistance. This is Season 1, Episode 127. We are in front of 7,826 people. We open up NXT this week with William Regal in the ring, Asuka, the NXT Women's World Champion, next to him, and 1/6 of the men in the Money in the Bank match at Legacy, Pete Dunne with Becky Lynch. Next to all three of them is Kairi Sane, who was supposed to meet Becky Lynch tonight for the fans to face Asuka, but she's injured. Regal says that he's invited someone out here tonight, if only out of respect for the situation with Kairi being hurt. Regal said that she's out of action at least 2 to 3 months, which is unfortunate because she was supposed to face Becky Lynch tonight to see who would face Asuka at Legacy 2. Regal says, Becky, due to the circumstances, you will enter the very last. However, you will be one of many women vying from Rage and Resistance and some from the Mae Young Classic vying to see who's ready for Asuka. Asuka smirks at Becky Lynch, who face contorts, and Asuka doesn't like it apparently, as Asuka runs across the ring and attacks her. We have an impromptu match here, Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Asuka and Becky Lynch were great, which is awesome. Alright, no skill moves coming on. 78B, let's keep it going. And about that, had good wrestling and a decent reaction. Asuka defeats Becky Lynch in 10:39 by pinfall with a Billiken. Asuka with a victory tonight here over Becky Lynch ensures her on the right path towards NXT TakeOver, Legacy 2. So she is more than on the right path, heading towards NXT TakeOver as she defeats Becky Lynch. She won't find out who's her opponent until after next week. Asuka celebrates her victory after defeating Becky Lynch, standing over her almost to say, it doesn't matter if you win the Rumble next week, you have no shot. Dunne hands Asuka back her NXT Women's World Championship. We are just 2 weeks away from Legacy. So everything was great. Anyone ready for Asuka advance and gain heat? 75B-, a fantastic rated segment. Moving on. Morrow, Steve Corino, and Kevin Kelly welcome us to NXT. Morrow says that tonight on NXT, and said that what a way to kick off NXT with Asuka defeating Becky Lynch, a mini Battle Royal Rumble, it will next week to determine who faces Asuka at NXT TakeOver Legacy or WrestleMania next week on Super Rage and Resistance. We have the massive Revival Gargano versus Sanity versus Undisputed Era main event, where if Undisputed Era wins, they are in the NXT United States Tag Team Championship match. What a night we have coming up. Thank God Kevin Kelly's getting better at his gimmick though. 71C+. Alright. We see Lars Sullivan walking to the ring. He's in action next. Not going to waste much time on the Lars stuff because it's just a jobber match. And about that at Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat, Lars Sullivan defeats Ryan Davison in 2:41 with a Spirit. No skill improvements for Lars, but he put up a 67, which is great. This was a brawl-based match, so it did help Lars. After the match, after a dominating victory, Lars Sullivan, who was a 17 to start, stand in the center of the ring, simply looking onwards and outwards. He's a man without a match at NXT TakeOver Legacy 2. And he isn't happy about it. I already have his match scheduled. We'll book that at NXT TakeOver Super Rage, Super Resistance next week. 81B, though. Alrighty. Next up in a decent match, the Street Profits upset Mustache Mountain in 7:24 when Dawkins surprise rolls up Trent 7 by pinfall with About It. Yeah. Trent 7 carried the match, obviously, with a 76, 7 with a 50. Ford and Angelo Dawkins with a 52 and 54, respectively. But unfortunately, even though we got a 64 overall, there was no skill improvements. After Trent 7 is pinned by Angelo Dawkins, Tyler Bate hangs his hands in his head. He cannot believe they lost to the Street Profits, who are a good act and up and coming, but they're just not on their level, as Trent and Bate took to the match tonight, but really should have been preparing for his match at NXT TakeOver Legacy 2. Bate is frustrated. He's getting better at his gimmick though, but he did underperform. 71C+. Alright, next the video package airs hyping NXT Rage and Resistance Super Show next week. Rage talent, Resistance talent, AJPW, and NXT UK talent. Battle Royal Rumble to determine who faces Asuka for the NXT Women's World Championship, and more next week. So I'm very excited about the Super Show. It's going to be a 3-hour-long NXT event. 85B+. We're going to finish Season 2 with a bang. Next week also at Super Rage and Resistance, Roddy Strong, the NXT World Champion, will be in the house, as well as his opponent for NXT TakeOver Legacy 2, or WrestleMania, Andrade Cien and his associate, Zelina Vega, next week. 84B+, we've lost heat again, but that's okay. It was like a 97. We can't really do much about it. It's going to be a fantastic match. I'm super excited for Roddy Strong and Andrade Cien for the main event. Roddy holding the championship basically for a year at this point. 84B+. All right, and in our main event, an bout that had great wrestling and good heat, the Undisputed Era. Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly defeated Gargano in the Revival and Sanity, when Cole defeated Killian by pinfall with a flying crossbody. Let's see what our match is. 79 for Wilder, 73 for Dawson's, 86 for Gargano, 62 for Dane, Wolf with a 64, Young with a 70, 69, 68, and 68 for Undisputed Era, respectively. Roddy versus the World has advanced, as has Undisputed Era and the Gargano escape. Eric Young is improving in flying and performance, Fish is in performance, and Dawson is in performance. 82B. So, that's it. There you go. Shock the system. The Undisputed Era has done it. Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly have done it. They've earned their way into the United States Tag Team Championship match at NXT TakeOver Legacy. Fish, O'Reilly, and Cole are seen walking back up the ramp. The next time we see them will be at the Rage and Resistance Super Show next week. But for now, they can celebrate because now, as I said earlier, they are all in. 77B to end the show. An 80B, not bad, not bad. 45 regions this has increased our popularity in. I read a little bit quickly today because I'm trying to get this done before I have to head back out. So sorry if I read it a little bit quickly. Next week's 3-hour Super Show is going to be Off the Hook. And then after that, it's going to be the NXT Season 2 finale. Legacy 2. Either way, this was NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 127, NXT Resistance. Thanks for watching, everyone. And as Cohen always says, have a glorious rest of your day.